What is up, guys? It is your girl Mindy, the Karmic DF from TikTok, and today we're going to talk about how to manifest. And also for people that don't really believe in like magic and stuff, that's totally fine. How to slowly build up your dream reality, the life that you want. I see a lot of videos where it's like manifested my dream house and how to do it, and I feel like sometimes they don't get to like the smaller parts that we need to achieve in order to manifest the reality that we want, because this is a constant practice. And if you can learn how to do the smaller things and start to see how it's changing the reality around you, you can start to begin to believe in yourself. You could start to believe in manifestations and in creating your own reality, which is exactly what it is. It is you manifesting with your thoughts. So what is it that you are projecting out into the world? What is it that you can change about what you're projecting out into the world so that you're no longer attracting things that don't resonate for you and stuff like that? So we're going to dive right in today. If you like videos like these, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get into it. When it comes to manifesting, you have to start small, you have to practice, and you have to start to see the little things change so that you can actually believe in what it is that you're putting out there. Because we do live in a time where it's really hard to believe in good things, right? It's really hard to believe in anything when you have grown up in a society that has really strayed far away from where we are supposed to be as humankind. And that is why we are coming back to center. That's why the divine feminine as an energy is coming back into life to help us connect with our emotions and feelings and help us realize that the paradigm and matrix that we are in does not work for us, and it does not make it so that we can have the lives that we intended on, the lives that we deserve, because we have been indoctrinated to some degree. And this is where it's going to get a little honky. But when you go to college, when you go to even just school, when you first start school, do you notice how every day in the first, let's say, 18 years of your life, you are always relying on someone else to tell you how to live your life, what's right, what's wrong. Everybody has an opinion as to how you can achieve your best life, but it's never about what you truly want. You may have had parents that were overbearing or thought they knew better, or maybe you came from a place of poverty, so your parents instilled in you that extremely hard work is how you're going to get far ahead. And then you went to school and they told you to keep your mouth quiet, especially if you're a creative person. School was probably semi-hard for you because you probably didn't focus as much in school, because school, again, is another paradigm of this whole 8-hour work shift. They're getting you prepped. And I know I'm going a little sideways for a second, but I want you to see how you came to the mindset that you're at today. If you didn't go to like a public school or something like that, if you didn't go to a regular school, then you wouldn't have this issue. And this is why you see in cultures where they actually still care about their families, that's not in like America and everything that's running on capitalism, basically, you see that people are relying on their family, relying on traditions and stuff like that, and being able to connect with their heart and connect with their emotions, which we have strayed so far away from. And that is why we are not in alignment with what we want out of life. And so when we try to bring in goodness and bring in manifestations, bring in what it is that we want out of life, we often don't see it because we have that push and pull in ourselves of that disbelief that we can achieve those things to begin with, because we were never taught to believe in ourselves and to believe in our dreams, because they were unrealistic, because corporate America took us over, because we were meant to believe that, or made to believe rather, that we should fit into this box, and that anything that isn't what societal norm is giving you is wrong. And so that has been pushed into yourself. The first 7 years of your life, scientifically speaking, you are living in a theta state, which is basically being in a hypnotic state. So if your first 7 years of life, you were taught of lack mentality, of poverty, if you had angry parents, toxic family, then that was your reality, and that is what set in for you. So when you were trying to manifest your dream life, or when you're trying to have a happier life, it's harder for you because your reality was built in a flawed understanding of what love and life should actually look like. Anyone who knows who Abraham Hicks is, Abraham Hicks talks a lot about the vortex, and it's something that we've strayed away from a lot. We believe that we have to push against the grain in order to get what it is that we want in life. And the reality is, and the way to actually prove this to yourself, to look outside and be like, oh yeah, I do see how that works. Do you ever think that celebrities doubt themselves? That they really truly, they're like, oh no, I can't sell out that concert, or oh no, I can't afford that yacht. No, they don't think that way because they've never lived that lack mentality. They never came from that poverty mentality. I mean, there are obviously some people that literally started from the bottom, but their trick was to believe in themselves, past the doubt, past the voices, the critics, everything that we've been taught throughout our lifetime. We have to change it. We have to change the inner critic in our mind, and it starts with small steps. So if you want to manifest your dream reality, then you have to start small so that you can see that it in fact works when you do this process. So my advice to you while trying to manifest your dream reality is to start small so that you can see that it's really happening. And I'll give you an example of the opposite of that so that you can see how manifestation truly works. So think about how, say you're one of those people that are like, I always get stuck in red lights, or I always end up with somebody who's a cheater, or I always, and then something negative, and you always prove yourself right, don't you? That's the same thing. It really is. And that's what manifestation is. It is you reflecting and projecting your reality out into the universe and bringing it back in. And it works with negativity as well as positivity. And if all you know is negativity, then that's why you've been stuck in this negative cycle, in this negative frame of mind where your manifestations have not been coming to fruition, because all you know is that lack mindset, that lack mentality. And it's going to take time to reframe your mind. There are going to be people in your life that don't understand why you don't want to grind and hustle anymore, because that doesn't actually work. That's what we've been taught to believe, and that's why we never get further ahead in life. That is how the paradigm has been made, so that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If we believe that there isn't enough, then there isn't enough. We set that tone for ourselves. So in order to manifest happiness and joy and peace, you have to actually believe that that exists, that that exists for you, that you are deserving of that. So it truly does start from within, and it starts with smaller steps. So noticing that you manifest your reality in the negative perspective when you say, oh, I always, and it never, and then you're right every time. Take that and flip it into something positive and start small and watch how that works as well. I'll give you a really small example. I have someone in my family who is very unhealed and really likes to fight. They really like to project to get out all their anger because they don't actually want to deal with their problems. They don't want to cry it out, yada, yada. And I was like, I don't want to fight anymore. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do this anymore. I choose not to fight. I surrender. I give up. I want a healthy dynamic. I don't want to argue anymore. And so I made that choice where it was like, I've decided that I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to let it happen. And once I made that choice, that conscious choice that I didn't want to fight anymore, that person stopped fighting with me. And that's not to say that they didn't change overnight, you know what I'm saying? But when I made that conscious choice, and I didn't tell them about it either, but when I made that conscious choice to say, you know what, I surrender. I'm not going to fight with them. I understand that they are an unhealed person. I'm not going to look at them like a threat anymore. I'm simply going to decide to be a bigger person and to be a healed person and not try to argue anymore. And so every time I came in contact with this person, the fights became less and less, and I saw it happen. And I know that that doesn't sound like manifestation, but it is your guides. It is your reality. It is your vocalizing it into your reality that is showing you that, hey, this does work as long as you keep continuing in this trajectory. So you have to keep that mindset of hope instead of the mindset of fear, a mindset of believing instead of a mindset of anxiety and, oh no, this isn't realistic. You have to get out of that frame of mind in order to be able to start to manifest little things so that you can start to believe that your manifestations can come to fruition. Another example that's actually of manifesting a thing, so maybe that'll help you too. I made a promise to my spirit guides that I was going to try my best not to be angry and try to just let things happen and try to be in a 4D state of just acceptance and trying to be at peace with what is. And sure enough, right after I said that, no more than an hour after I said that, my microwave broke. And old me would have been like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I don't want to have to stress about this too. Yada, yada. And instead, I was like, you know what? Nope. I'm going to change how I see this. And I was like, I need a new microwave. You know what? This is an old microwave. I deserve a better microwave. I'm going to manifest a better microwave. I want a better microwave. And so I went into a town forum and I was like, hey, does anybody have an extra microwave that they're just looking to get rid of? And I set the intention that I was like, I'm going to hear back from somebody who has an extra microwave that they don't want, and they're going to give it to me. And I'm not going to sit here and stress and worry about the fact that my microwave broke down. I'm going to have to spend extra money on another microwave. Oh my God, life's falling apart. No, I'm hearing let go and let God as I'm saying this. I'm sorry, I channeled again. But I'm hearing let go and let God. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And I decided, I was like, all right, spirit guides, let's go. I'm going to believe that a microwave is just going to fall into my lap because I'm going to surrender the process. And I promise you it happened in the night, and in the next morning, someone had answered my thing. And by the way, I'd written on it, I'll give you $10, but like, I wanted to manifest a free microwave to see if I could do it, to see if manifestation could work, because I needed to see proof for myself. And sure enough, they didn't ask for money. I found somebody who said, I have some extra microwaves, plural. If you need one, let me know. So this really does work when you surrender, when you stop being in your head, when you stop worrying about the hows, the whys, and all of that stuff, and you just believe. And I know that that sounds like woo woo, yeah, and then I'm going to lose people on this. And I understand that. But it's because you're so used to having a negative frame of mind, and you're so used to the paradigm of pushing and working super hard means that you're going to get to where you need to be. But that's not, you're going against the grain. Like, do you honestly believe that your soul has dreams just so you can put yourself like into the ground trying to work your ass off, excuse my language, to be happy? Like, that doesn't make any sense, does it? But it does make a lot more sense that society benefits from that, doesn't it? And if you think about it, I don't want to go too woo-woo, but your government does not benefit from you realizing that you can manifest your dream reality. They don't benefit from that, because if you still consume as much as possible to get away from your problems because you don't want to face your problems, and if you still think that the world is out against you, then you're going to obey, comply, and conform to what society wants, and you're going to stay stuck in where you don't want to be. The biggest issue that we all need to face, that sounds pretty simple, but it's actually not, is we need to change. And change is hard. Have you ever tried to change a spouse or a family member, friend, whoever? It's not, you can't force someone else to change, and it's hard for you to change. You have to want to change. Think about like New Year's resolutions. How many people genuinely go through with their New Year's resolutions? First of all, don't even get me started on that, because who would be good at a New Year's resolution in wintertime when most people have seasonal depression? It doesn't even make sense. But when you think of it like that, you can start to see that change is not that easy. And if you can put that time into yourself and that energy into yourself, you will start to see the change. But it starts small. You're not going to manifest your dream house if you don't believe that you're capable of doing it. So instead of going, I'm going to manifest my dream house and I'm dead set on it, but your vortex, like Abraham Hicks talks about, if your vortex, you're not in it, if you're feeling, like you're in a lack mentality, like you can't possibly do it, then you're not going to manifest it, because you don't give off that energetic frequency that would allow for something like that to come in. So that's why we're not even going to talk about manifesting dream realities. We're going to start small, so that you can start to believe in your manifestations by doing it in small batches, surrendering to processes of things you want and starting small in those things you want. So if something were to break down in your house like my microwave did, you could start small in that. If you have issues with somebody, rearrange the thought process in your mind about that person. Watch and see how that person slowly starts to change, because remember, it is again a reflection and a projection of you. So if you are in a triggered state, then you are going to attract people that are triggered. If you are emotionally unavailable, you are going to attract partners that are emotionally unavailable. You receive what you are putting out into the world. So if you want to manifest, start small so that you can believe in your manifestation abilities. Main tricks to this are staying present, surrendering for sure. You have to surrender, because one of the things that we do that we really mess up on when it comes to manifestation, or, you know, trying to get that better life, is we fixate on those things. So like, for instance, with the microwave story, when I decided that I was going to manifest a microwave, I didn't sit there and think about, well, what if this doesn't work? What if nobody has a microwave? What if nobody wants to answer it? What if nobody sees it? What if the right person? I did not do that. I simply said, I am going to get a microwave, and then I let go and I surrendered the process. This is something that we are not used to doing, because we have been taught that we need to control so hard our lives. We grip so hard. And this is why you have dis-ease. It's literally in the name, dis-ease. We push ourselves and we think that that's actually us building better lives for ourselves. But in reality, it's just kind of slowly killing us, because our heart knows more than our brains do. And if you want to manifest a reality that is good for you, that is what you dream and perceive to be, then you have to let go of the paradigm that's been telling you that you're not capable of getting that, because that's not true. We live in a society that makes you believe that there's not enough, so that you feel like you have to compete against everybody else. You feel like everything's a threat. We're halfway to survival mode at this point in the state of the world that we're currently in. We have to come back to ourselves. We have to come back to source. And I know if you believe in whatever it is you want, that's fine. Believe in yourself. Be your own God if that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter. It's not about religion. What it matters is coming back home to self, because you are how things will get done. Putting out into the world what it is that you envision for yourself, and truly believing that with your heart of hearts, and not letting voices and opinions of other people get in the way of what it is that you want and what you see for yourself. It doesn't matter how many people tell you it's not realistic. If it's in your heart, if you can visualize it, then it is realistic. The only thing standing in the way of that is the inner critic in your mind telling you that you can't do it. To sum it all up, if you want to start manifesting today, start small. And on top of it, how are you starting your day? I also would suggest that you spend 15 minutes in silent meditation. And if you can't do 15 minutes right away because you have one of those monkey brains like me with the Gemini moon, it's really rough in here, guys. It's rough. It's rough. I feel you. But you could start small with that too. Do 5 minutes of silent meditation and be kind to yourself, because I'm sure that you have not had that completely shown to you. And so you probably beat yourself up. Start small, grow big. Same thing with manifestation, same thing with believing in yourself, same thing with changing. Start small and don't be mean to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand that you are deprogramming years of conditioning that told you a whole bunch of shit that was wrong. It's completely wrong. It doesn't work. I manifested 3 microwave options. Like, this stuff does work. I promise you it works. The only thing that keeps you from doing that is, are you grateful? Are you in a place of being able to be receptive? Constantly remind yourself what it is that you do have, and stay in the present moment. Do not go into the future with the what ifs. Do not focus on the past with the, well, this happened that proves that. Stop. Stay in today and work on staying in today. That's why silent meditation is very important. If anything, if you have anxiety issues, silent meditation is great. And trust me, generalized anxiety disorder right here, honey. I'm a stressed out person too. I totally get it. But it starts with you. Start to learn how to breathe. Start to learn how to come home to yourself. Start making constant gratitude lists to remember what it is that you have today, and stay present. The rest of the world is literally in chaos right now, and that's not going to change anytime soon. I hate to break it to y'all, but like, this isn't going to change. This is our like semi new normal. I mean, things may calm down in certain areas, but yeah, I'm seeing spirits shaking their head now. Get used to the chaos and start believing in yourself. Start going inward. Stop wasting your time on people that don't benefit you. Stop overgiving to people that don't care about you, and start visualizing the life that you want to live, and start believing that you can genuinely achieve that no matter where you come from, no matter where, if you grew up in a poverty place like I did, if you're a person of color, which I obviously can't speak to your struggles, but still believe in yourself and don't worry about the practicality. Trust in the universe. Trust in the fact that this matrix is simply a projection of what it is that you're giving out. And if you gave yourself that time to truly believe, humor yourself, humor me, do it for a month, like just have blind faith for a month and be like, you know what? If this doesn't work, I'm going to go back to the karmic DF and tell her that she's a lying, and that's fine. I'll take it, But I'm going to ask you, did you believe in yourself? And when your inner critic started to talk and run its little mouth, did you tell it to stop, and did you come back home to yourself? Because if you can master that, which I promise you can, I believe it takes 21 days to make something a habit. I believe it's 21 days. So do it for 21 days. Believe in yourself for 21 days. How much energy do you put into other people? How much energy do you put into negativity? How much energy do you put into anything that is other than what it is you want in your life? It is time to start thinking about what it is that you want in your life. Stop making excuses. Stop holding yourself back. The world is not out to get you. Your brain and your programming is out to get you, and your soul is begging you to listen. So listen to your soul. Give yourself a break. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop calling yourself negative names. Stop thinking that it's not realistic. Stop believing in all of those negative paradigms and start believing in yourself. Believe in yourself as if you were a child with nothing to lose, and watch how your reality will slowly start to change. I promise you, you will start to see those slow manifestations start to come out, little ones at a time. And then as you see that change, you'll start to have more faith in yourself, and then bigger things can come to fruition. Make a vision board for yourself and look at it every day and have hope. Own hope. Believe in love, in faith, in hope, in joy, in positivity, in peace, and own it. No matter how ugly the world is, turn off the news. Stop watching that crap. Start focusing on yourself. Get out of consumerism. Stop over-consuming TV and drugs and alcohol to get away from your life. Shed those tears that you've needed to shed for years. And I promise you, when you release all of the crap that you've been holding on to, when you stop running away from your life because you don't believe that things can turn around for you, and when you truly start to have hope and you can truly envision the life that you want to live, watch it come to you. Because I promise you, the only thing staying in the way of you and the reality that you want is the programming. That's it. It's your subconscious programming. You have to fight back. This is who's winning, and you don't want that to win anymore. Let it go. Let your parents' pain go. Let society's pain go. Let capitalism go. Believe in yourself. It doesn't matter if you don't believe in magic. Believe in yourself and watch the world around you change. That is it for today's video. If you guys like this, please let me know. And as always, I love you guys so much. Continue believing in yourself. Continue manifesting the world that you want. We all want a world that's better for our children to come. And we can do it if we stop thinking that we are in competition with each other and start building bonds and coming back to togetherness, to wholeness, to a feeling and sense of peace and of tribe and of community. When we can finally get back to that, we can finally get back to ourselves, and we can finally manifest the reality that we know that we deserve. I love you guys so much. Keep believing in yourself and keep shining bright.